Today we're comparing two comprehensive health insurance plans, Care Supreme and Niva Bupa ReAssure 3.0. And by the end of the video, you will have a clear idea of which one fits you better. Alright, now before we begin, hello folks, I'm Shashank and you're watching Ditto Insurance. We've helped over 10 lakh Indians choose the right health and term policies without any spam, without any upselling or without any bias. And if you would like a free consultation, then all you have to do is go to the link in the description and then book your free 30 minutes call with our IDI certified advisors. I assure you that the call is free. Right from the application till claims, our support is completely free of cost. The link again is in the description. Both Niva Bupa and Care are our partner insurers, but as always, this is going to be an unbiased review. Alright, now let's start with the performance and service quality because that sets the backdrop for everything else. Now, considering the 3 years average numbers on the Care side, where Care Supreme sits, the CSR average is around 93%, the incurred claims ratio is roughly 59%. They see about 42 complaints per 10,000 claims and their cashless hospital network is large with more than 11,400 hospitals. Niva Bupa, on the other hand, where ReAssure 3.0 sits, posts a CSR of about 92% and ICR of 58%, so very comparative there, and complaint volume of around 43 complaints per 10,000 claims. Their network also crosses 10,000 cashless hospitals and their average gross written premium is in the range of 5,481 crore rupees. The way we read this is simple. Both are established players with numbers almost at par with each other. However, both also have a higher complaint volumes compared to some premium leaders. So when you weigh features and pricing, keep service consistency and complaint behavior in the back of your mind. Alright, now let's talk about eligibility and how each plan is structured. Care Supreme is fairly straightforward. Adults can enter from age 18 and enjoy lifelong renewability. Children can be added from 90 days of age up to 24 years, and after 24 they can move to an individual plan, but their continuity benefits carry forward so they don't lose waiting period credit. The sum insured ranges from 5 lakhs all the way up to 1 crore. You can opt for 1, 2 or 3 year tenure, and on the family floater side you can cover up to 2 adults and 2 children under one policy. ReAssure 3.0 is a bit wider in its range. Adults can enter between age 18 and 99 and also offers lifelong renewability. Children can enter from 91 days and stay under the floater for up to 30 years of age. The sum insured options are 5 lakh, 10 lakh or unlimited. Tenure options are broader. You can choose all the way from 1 up to 5 years. That's 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5. And instead of one standard structure, ReAssure 3.0 is split into 4 variants: Classic, Select, Elite and Black. Now, as you move from Classic to Black, caps and co-pays are gradually relaxed, sublimits are removed and more features are added, with Black being the cleanest version. What this really means is that if you especially want unlimited sum insured and more flexible 5-year terms, ReAssure 3.0 gives you that. Care Supreme keeps a simpler slab structure up to 1 crore rupees in standard tenures. Okay, now let's get into core coverage, which is where friction usually shows up during claims. Care Supreme in its base form is clean. There's no copay, so you're not forced to pay a fixed percentage from your pocket on every claim. There is no room rent cap, so you're not restricted to general ward or twin sharing. You can pick the room that your hospital offers without worrying about proportionate deductions. There are no disease-wise sublimits for typical conditions in the base structure. Pre-hospitalization for 60 days, post for 180 days, so quite comprehensive there. Day care procedures, modern treatments, domiciliary care and Ayush treatments are all covered up to full sum insured. You also get a bonus that increases your base sum insured by 50% up to a max of 100%, and this bonus is claim agnostic, which means it can keep growing even if you've had claims in between. The standout feature though is the unlimited automatic recharge built right into the base. That's right, if your sum insured is partially or fully exhausted, the policy can restore the full base again and again within the same policy year for both same illnesses or a different illness altogether, with no cooling off period and no cap on the number of times as well, subject to terms. For road ambulance, the cover goes up to 10,000 rupees if your sum insured is below 15 lakhs and up to full sum insured if it's above that. Organ donor expenses are covered up to sum insured. The ReAssure 3.0 handles core coverage through its variant structure. On Classic, your eligible room is general ward. If you choose anything above that, copay applies, typically in the range of 20 to 50%, and there are sublimits on modern treatments, often capped at up to 1 lakh rupees per claim. On Select, the eligible room is twin sharing. Again, co-pays kick in if you go above the eligible room category, and the modern treatment sublimits carry forward. On Elite, you can choose any room except deluxe or suite. Here, the modern treatment sublimits go away and a copay applies only if you opt for a deluxe room or suite. On Black, you get any room of your choice with no copay and no sublimits, so the base finally becomes clean only in the Black variant. Across all these variants, you still have 60 of pre and 180 days of post-hospitalization. Daycare, domiciliary, Ayush are all covered up to sum insured. For ambulance, Classic and Select usually cover up to 2,000 rupees per hospitalization, whereas Elite and Black can cover ambulance expenses up to sum insured. Air ambulance coverage of up to 5 lakh rupees is available in Elite and Black. So the practical difference is that Care Supreme comes out of the box with a clean base and unlimited in-year recharge built in. Reassure 3.0 only becomes equally clean once you are at Black, with Elite being quite close, but it does layer on powerful lifetime restoration mechanism that we'll talk about next. Okay, now let's look at some signature value levers, the parts that determine depth, growth, and real-world utility. Care Supreme's biggest lever or biggest feature is that it has unlimited automatic recharge that we just spoke about. In plain language, a base sum insured keeps getting refilled an unlimited number of times within the policy year whenever it is exhausted, and it works for same or different illnesses and for partial or full usage. On top of that, you have built-in growth through the bonus that you can increase your cover by 50% every year up to 100% regardless of whether you make a claim or not. For non-payables, which are those annoying items, hospital bills that many insurers do not cover, Care offers Claim Shield and Claim Shield Plus add-ons. These can cover consumables and items listed under IRDAI non-payables list, including devices, diagnostic kits, and surgical accessories, which significantly smoothens actual hospital bills. Reassure 3.0 brings a different design. Reassure Forever is the big headline. This gives you lifetime unlimited restoration, which means that every time you make a claim, your base sum insured is restored again, and this can continue for life, not just within one policy year. It works for related and unrelated illnesses subject to terms. This feature is redundant if you've already chosen Unlimited Sum Insured, because in that case, your coverage is conceptually limitless. Booster Plus is another feature that allows you to carry forward unused base sum insured up to 10 times your base. Again, not applicable if your sum insured is unlimited. Then there is a Lock the Clock feature, generally available in Elite and Black. This lets you continue paying premiums as per your entry age band until a claim occurs. Although remember, overall product repricing by the company is still possible due to factors like medical inflation. The Live Healthy program adds a wellness angle here. If you track steps and stay active, you can earn renewal discounts up to 30% on individual policies and up to half of that on family floaters. The bottom line here is that if you want unlimited refills within the policy year and a clean base straight from day one, Care Supreme does that very well. If you want lifetime restoration depth layered on top of the option of unlimited sum insured and you're okay with a more complex structure, Reassure 3.0 becomes quite unique, especially in Elite and Black variant. Okay, now let's break down the waiting periods and pre-existing disease flexibility. Care Supreme does the standard structure, 30 days initial waiting period with accidents covered from day one. Specific listed ailments have a 2-year waiting period, and pre-existing diseases have a mandatory 3-year waiting period. Now, where it gets interesting is with the instant cover and instant cover plus add-ons. These add-ons can cut the waiting period down to just 30 days for certain pre-existing conditions, depending on which add-on is opted, like hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, asthma, COPD, obesity, and coronary artery diseases, in case where a PTCA was done at least 1 year earlier. So if your main concern is common lifestyle diseases, that add-on is a very targeted way to shorten the wait. It also covers modification of PED waiting period add-on. Now, this optional benefit helps reduce the waiting period for pre-existing diseases to just 1 or 2 years, depending on the disease. Now, Reassure 3.0 starts from the same standard 30-3 structure. 30 days initial, 2-year specific illness, and 3 years waiting period, and 3 years for pre-existing diseases. But it adds a more aggressive option. For up to 145 listed pre-existing conditions, it can offer day one coverage by charging extra risk loadings. These loadings are capped at up to 100% per condition or 150% per person, and they stay on as long as the policy renewed. Or you can opt out of that and stick with the usual 36-month waiting period, whichever you want. So the way to think about this is this. If you want near immediate cover mainly for common lifestyle conditions and you don't want massive premium jumps, Care's 30-day PD add-on could be your next solution. If you're concerned concern is a broader set of pre-existing conditions and you absolutely need day one cover and you're prepared to pay loadings for it, Reassure 3.2 gives you that flexibility. Okay, now let's move on to add-ons and broader ecosystem, starting with Care Supreme. Now, over time, Care has built a fairly rich menu of add-ons. There is Cumulative Bonus Super, which increases your cover by 100% each year up to 500% of base sum insured, and this is usually structured so that it isn't wiped out by claims. Then there is newer Cumulative Bonus Booster, which lets your sum insured grow by 100% each year without any upper cap, again structured so that growth is not completely reset by claims. Do know that you can either select Cumulative Bonus Super or Booster, not both. Claim Shield and Claim Shield Plus focus on non-payables, extending coverage to consumables. The wellness benefit offers renewal discount of up to 30% based on activity and plugs into an AI coach and nutrition support. Befit gives access to partner gyms and fitness options, typically for people aged 12 and above. The annual health checkup add-on allows cashless health checkups after 30 days. Air ambulance coverage can be added up to 5 lakh rupees per year. OPD Care gives you outpatient benefits worth 4,000 rupees per year, split across 4 general physicians and 4 specialist visits, capped at 500 rupees per visit. Unlimited Care is an interesting high-end option that allows one unlimited value claim during the policy lifetime, but it must be chosen at policy inception and comes with a 5-year lock-in. Reassure 3.0 has its own ecosystem. Cashback Plus builds a cashback pool each claim-free year that you can use for future premiums, OPD expenses, deductibles, or co-pays. Niva Bupa 1 adds a concierge-style layer with executive health assessments and priority claim support. Heads Up and Tiered Network are about managing where you take your treatment. If you route care through recommended or tiered hospitals, you get premium discounts. If you go outside those network, co-pays often apply, around 20%. You can add personal accident cover, hospital daily cash, and annual aggregate deductible up to 5 lakh rupees to adjust premiums and payout structure. Claim Safeguard Plus extends cover to non-payables similar to Claim Shield in spirit, while Consult Plus adds OPD coverage up to 5 times your total premium, but there's a 20% copay in reimbursement mode. Borderless is the international treatment feature, allowing overseas treatment within limits that scale by variant, with Black going up to 5 crore rupees. The simple way to cut through all of this is that the biggest real-world drivers are consumables coverage, how restore or recharge works, and how pre-existing conditions are treated. OPD and wellness add-ons are nice, but they only move the needle if you're actually going to use them. Alright, now before we talk about discounts, let me remind you that you can always book a free call with Ditto. Our services are completely free. You can get on a call with our advisor and ask them to compare any 2 or 3 or 4 plans, and we'd be happy to do it for you. It can be either for health or term insurance. You can ask us any number of questions. We'd be happy to answer to you. And yes, there will be no spam. Once you reach out to us, only then we reach out to you. And after that, you can decide if you want to buy through us or if you want to do your own shopping. And folks, yes, our claim assistance is always free and our claim support is one of the strongest in the industry. You can check out some claim stories that I have linked in the description. We've helped tons of customers with their claim support, and you can avail our free service using the link in the description. Alright, now onto discounts. The discount for both Care Supreme and Niva Bupa are mentioned on your screen. Please pause and take a look at it. Alright, now that you have taken a look at discounts, here is the premium snapshot, keeping in mind that these are illustrative and not perfect like-for-like comparisons. Now, here's how to read all of that without getting lost in numbers. But first, I will let you see the numbers. Care Supreme's pricing already bakes in a clean base plus unlimited in-year recharge and some mandatory add-ons for certain profiles, so the totals reflect that extra strength. Reassure 3.0 can look cheaper in lower variants like Classic and Select, but to actually enjoy a clean base with no room rent caps, no copays, and no treatment sublimits, and to get the top tier features, you realistically lean towards Elite or Black, where the pricing steeps up. Just a heads up, we've included a few add-ons that we think will add value overall except for the mandatory ones. Now, while comparing on your end, feel free to tweak them based on what suits your needs the best. Now, from Ditto's perspective, here's what we think. On Care Supreme, what we really like is that you get a clean base with no copays, no room rent caps, no disease-wise sublimits, plus unlimited in-year recharge built into the base itself. The bonus is claim agnostic and adds meaningful growth to your cover. The Instant Cover and Cover Plus add-ons offers practical 30-day relief for common lifestyle pre-existing conditions, which is exactly where many people struggle. And the ecosystem of add-ons like Claim Shield and Claim Shield Plus for non-payables, Cumulative Bonus Super, Booster for growth, Air Ambulance and OPD makes it easier to fine-tune your policy. The trade-offs are that CARE's service metrics, while acceptable, do trail some of the largest and the best performing peers, and for some profiles, mandatory add-ons nudge the total cost up. On Reassure 3.0, the big positives are about the access and the depth. Day-1 pre-existing disease cover for up to 145 pre-existing diseases now, and it offers a path for people who've struggled to get coverage or have been declined elsewhere. Reassure Forever's lifetime unlimited restoration combined with Booster Plus, borderless international treatment options, Log the Clock, and an Unlimited Sum Insured option can build a very deep and flexible structure, if you're willing to pay for it though. But there are important caveats. This is a newly launched version and we at Ditto are not currently recommending it yet. We want to see some real world claims experience over the next 6 to 12 months before we take a firmer stand. Niva Bupa's complaint volumes are definitely on the higher side compared to some premium leaders, and in the lower variants, the Classic and Select, you're still dealing with room rent, co-pays and sublimits, which means many buyers will need to start at Elite or Black to get the base that they actually want. So folks, that was your in-depth comparison of Care Supreme and Niva Bupa ReAssure 3.0. Again, let me remind you that our consultation is completely free. All you have to do is go to the link and select the slot and the date of your liking, and our advisor will contact you and you can get your doubts clarified. Again, there'll be no spam, there'll be no upselling, there'll be no force selling, and our services are completely free. Alright folks, if you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe to Ditto if you haven't already, and if you would like to check out our other videos in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu or Kannada, I will link them in the description for you to see. And before closing, let me remind you folks that no one plan is the best for everyone. What works for you might not work for someone else. So there is no one best insurance. So you will have to evaluate based on your budget, based on your conditions. So don't forget to book a call. Alright folks, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy insurance hunting.